I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch. Theory of Everything, Part 1.
Yep.
For the big homie, the Wackator.
Or the Wacky Tour. He
Yeah.
spells it Wacky Tour. You
Yeah.
always call him Wackator.
Yeah, that's true.
It's Wacky Tour.
Yeah, I just double checked that and I saw that. Okay, here's the introduction. The Theory of Everything is the 7th studio album by multi-instrumentalist
Adrian Anthony Lucasen.
released in 2013. As usual, he has multiple vocalists. This time around, it's the least amount at 7. Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
They are, in order of appearance, JB, Grand Magus as the teacher.
Sarah Squadrani from Ancient Bards as the girl. Michael Mills. Tohinder as the father. Christine Scabia, Lacuna Coil as the mother. Tommy Kravik, Camelot 7th Wonder as the prodigy. Marco Hielta, that's a Night Witch guy, as the rival. John Wetton as the psychiatrist. Oh, wow, he was in King Crimson. Okay.
And then he's got, as you guys see on the list there, he wrote out everybody else that's in it, the keyboardist, the drums, all that stuff, guitarists and everything. So if you're interested in reading that list, he put it for you guys there. And here we go.
Okay. The Singularity. Okay, so phase 1 or Singularity. Here we go. Ayreon. Hopefully they have the lyrics on the screen. Let's do it.
Will we ever understand this visionary thinker? Will we ever get this close again, uniting the forces of our universe?
Will we ever understand his isolation or his sense of wonder? We will never get this close again. It's been too long. I think he's gone.
just out of reach.
Wow.
The music of space. One single master equation. Unification of the great and small. Now I hit the notes, the arrangement is wrong, and I'm starting to doubt, but I can't give up now. I'm so near.
Can't you see that I need you right here? And what about our boy? I think he's got something to give. What secrets lie beyond these hollow eyes?
I'm sorry you feel neglected, but it's clear that you don't understand. I'm aware and I want to be there. I just need some more time, for the answer is blindingly
Are you
near.
trying to drive us away just when we need you most? You might find it's got something to give. What secrets lie beyond these eyes?
I know you're there, but I won't see you. I hear your voice, but it can't reach me. It all seems so trivial in the scheme of things. I feel your touch, but it can't move me. I hear your words, but they confuse me. It all comes to nothing in the scheme of things. Atoms emerge in nature's dance. Numbers are born in the wheel of chance. Why do I see this? What does it mean to me? A grand design in all its majesty, vibrating strings, quantum
I can't believe this can't be true. How could you know? I tried to solve this for as long as I recall. Is this your work? Be honest now. How did you do it? I'm not angry, boy, but I really need to know.
I'm sorry, sir, I can't explain. It's the way I've always been. You see the numbers just appear before my eyes. Don't believe him, no, he's envious. I felt it from the start. In every class, I've always been the genius. And he just wants to be like me. Don't let him deceive you. He's nothing but a fake, a sad pretend.
I've never seen a mind like his, especially so young. He's got a gift for numbers, never known before. An outstanding genius who shouldn't be ignored.
You must be mistaken. He's useless and he's weak. I see no sign of genius. The boy can hardly speak. He just sits there lifeless for hours at a time. No expression on his face. His eyes staring into
are well aware that we're listening to like 500 songs. Because
We were not aware. We are aware.
we're following along on the lyrics. But the big homie WATCHALONGS told us, like, look, bro, these are 20 minutes a song. So we know exactly what's going on in that situation. Like Sori said at the beginning, if you want an arrangement like that, then we'll work with you.
Message us.
Say messages, okay?
Wow. This was like unbelievable sound wise, right? Like there's so much on it. And like I actually pulled up the video on YouTube because I was like, I have to see the music video that they did with this. But they don't have one. They don't have one. So
that's
like,
what you trying to type to me?
Yeah, no, I was creating one in my mind when it was going on. Like there was like one part where sometimes I'm not really clear on what instrument is being used. It sounded like it was some sort of an organ, but it might have been the guitar. It might have been like a setting on the guitar. I don't know. And like I was picturing like this, like really, like you know when they have.
Talk to the people.
You know, like when they have like a sinister looking character and the coloring is like dark, but bluish. So it kind of has like that bluish look, and then everything was like really like a sort of gothic themed room. And so like the guy was like playing, he was like a really crazy looking character, and he was like playing on this big like giant organ thing. And then the violin part started, and I was picturing like this like very, very young, beautiful girl on the violin that would contrast the guy on the other instrument, because the sounds in this were so dynamic, and I felt like they went in so many different places. And she like kind of like dances past him, and he's just like sinisterly like playing, I don't even know if that's a word, playing on the organ, and like all these different things are happening all at the same time. Like I can't believe how many people they have involved, and 7 vocalists is insane. But you could tell that there was so many different voices, and there was so many, it sounded like a lot of different instruments too. But I would absolutely love, and like, so it's kind of starts like that, and that's like the transition scenes, and then it keeps going, and you're seeing like the conversation between the parents and the teacher, and the child is there and stuff. It just like visually, you really could follow the story.
Yeah, the storyline is basically, it's this kid, he's a prodigy, nobody's name. So it's the mom, the dad, the kid is a prodigy, and then at school there's a teacher.
What is a prodigy?
It's like a young person that's like way beyond their years on a particular thing.
Okay.
So like, you know, a 9-year-old hears Bach for the first time and plays the whole thing by ear.
Like really dynamic.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. Like once in a lifetime type shit.
Okay.
So, so the kid is a prodigy, but he kind of just stares off into space, you know. And the dad is like this scientist who's trying to come up with a unified theory of everything.
Okay.
Which with Stephen Hawking, kind of made that concept famous. There's a guy I listen to right now, TOE with Kirk Jaimungal. You know that Indian dude?
Yep.
I was just he's doing a beginner's class in quantum physics. This guy. And he was the one that was talking to that guy Pice, who came up with all those UFO patents.
Yeah.
And you know, we was talking about the plasma and then, you know, tearing a hole in the thing and propelling the craft that way. Really, really interesting stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Kurt Jaimungal, the name of his YouTube channel is TOE with Kurt Jaimungal, because like Stephen Hawking popularized this idea of like this unified theory of everything that explains everything in the universe.
Everything?
Yeah. So it's something where it's kind of like a holy grail type of wild goose chase amongst scientists, particularly physicists.
He's explaining it, so they do have what they believe to be?
No.
Oh.
No, but it's the concept that if you could get underneath, because physics operates at the quantum level, like the smallest, you know. And so if you could figure out what's going on at that level, then you pretty much
that makes
have
sense.
the key to figure everything out. So the dad is trying like mad to come up with this theory of everything. So that's his entire goal in life, is to come up with this theory of everything. So he can't really be bothered with his son, but his son, the teacher recognizes that the son has some sort of gift, It doesn't really explain it, but the teacher understands.
Well,
that
she
this
said
son
he's
is-
got a gift for numbers, never known before, an outstanding genius who shouldn't be ignored. So
Yeah, right there, right? So she's grading his papers like, holy shit, this guy's, he's amazing.
yeah,
And there's a guy in the class called the rival, and the rival is like known as the big smart guy, and he's intimidated by the rise of this child prodigy, and that's why he's saying this kid's a loser, yada yada yada, in that part.
Okay.
And then the girl stands up for him. So this song is introducing all the cast of characters and the story itself.
okay.
He said, Dad's a scientist. He's trying to come up with a theory of everything. The mom loves the kid, but doesn't know how to bring them both together. The kid wants a relationship with his dad, but he doesn't really know how to do that because that's not his strong suit. Science is his strong suit. Obviously, interpersonal relationships are not. So that's a setup for the song. One all-encompassing theory that proposes a framework and understanding of all physics, combining quantum mechanics and classical physics into a unified approach, which explains the laws of the universe. Mm-hmm. Right. So like I
Yeah,
said,
that's
Stephen
basically
Hawking's,
what I understood from what you were
Stephen
saying.
Hawking's was kind of the guy that popularized the concept, and obviously he's a physicist. So that's the point of the story. What was interesting to me is like the synth, especially at the beginning. I didn't know if that was just a weird, because there's like literally hundreds of settings you can between these amps and distortion
That's what I'm
pedals
saying.
and
That's
all
why I'm
that.
like, I don't know what
I'm
instrument
not
it is.
sure if it was a synth. If
Yeah.
that was synth or let me see. It felt almost futuristic.
Yes.
In the way that it.
Yeah, and then there was like that beep, 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 beep. I don't know, they had a lot of
That sounds like a slide and really enjoyed. For some reason, I'm like projecting this entire scenario into the future. I don't know why. I mean, this could be a very contemporary, this time period type
That's
of.
so funny. That is not what I pictured.
But yeah, I've got them in the future somehow. Wackator is saying that's the synth.
Oh, okay. I mean, it
Maybe.
wouldn't surprise me if this was set in a future, in a future sort of thing, but that's not what I pictured. When you left the room, I said like,
Are they in your line?
I pictured like this, this whole like,
Here's our vitamin regimen, dear listener.
there's a whole bunch of them in there.
Wait, hold on. As if anybody cares about our vitamin regimen. If you would like to be healthy, there's a bunch of fish oil.
Turn it the other way.
and zinc. Oh yeah, it's probably this way.
There you
fish
go.
oil, zinc. What's the other stuff we got? in
Fish
here?
oil is really
Choline.
good. Like if your joints are hurting, like you go to GNC because they don't have mercury in there, so they have a really good one. You take 2 of these bad boys a day, and I'm telling you, your joints are gonna feel so much better.
We
Use
don't
that
have
for a couple of weeks.
We don't have a contract with GNC, by the way.
No, but there's
true
I
believers.
feel like those are really good. Okay,
My
anyway,
secret
so-
weapon.
Oh, go ahead.
One last thing. My secret weapon, guys, is this thing right here. Choline.
Hey, make sure you're grabbing the right ones and you're not grabbing the.
I know which ones are which.
Okay, because I filled all these
Yeah, I know.
baking
Okay.
soda.
Back to your regular schedule program.
So I was saying when you left that there sounded like there was like this organese type thing. So I was picturing like a big black gothic organ with this like really sinister, like kind of hunchbacky guy playing at it.
Oh,
and
when you
then,
were hearing the synth?
Yeah, and then I don't know if it was the synth part. And then I was picturing, so it's all set in like blues and blacks, like those are the kind of the color schemes.
Yeah.
And then, are you paying attention?
Yeah.
You look like you're zoned out in the comment section.
No, I was just listening to what Alden was saying and with the color scheme. Go.
And then I pictured a very young girl who contrasts the guy on the organ, and like the guy on the organ is like really old, like you know when they're like they portray
Like
somebody
Beethoven.
that's like
Dum, 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 dum,
super
like hunched
old,
over on the
yeah, but
piano.
also like their
Miserable.
skin looks like it's very unhealthy, like that, kind of scary like. And then in comes this girl that's playing the violin. and she's very young, and she's in a red dress, but like a basic red dress, like a little girl's red dress. And she comes in, she's got long dark hair, and she's playing the violin, and the red like pops out of the blue and the black schemes, and then she's playing that instrument, and she kind of comes across the screen, and then it goes back to the school scene.
Is this the girl that was standing up for him in class?
No, it's the violin. Whoever plays the violin.
Oh, whoever's playing the violin.
Yeah,
Okay. This is a music video in your head.
Yes, in the music video in my head.
What you're interesting. Can't wait for the comment section. Go ahead.
And then I'm picturing them back at school, but see, I was picturing it old, not like future. I was picturing it old, like, you know when you see the school scene in A Christmas Carol?
Yeah.
The Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge, and it goes back to his childhood. Like, that's the type of school scene.
What?
Yeah. And I think the reason
With
that I'm
all
picturing...
that futuristic synth sound.
Yeah, I understand, but the idea of not being able to see a child's genius, to me, is like, yo, that's like a thing of the past, where they thought that, like, didn't realize the genius of their kids. You know what I'm saying? What do you need? Yeah.
I'm multitasking. Go ahead.
So, yeah, like there was this random situation like a week ago or 2 weeks ago or something, and one of my friends messaged me. She's like, some kid was just thrown out of a vehicle at this gas station, and now he's all by himself just crying, knocking things off the shelf.
I gotta check, because you're saying the mics are going in and out.
Yeah, well, this is a random story that can be cut in and out of anyway. So we, like, show up there. They found the kid's mother. Apparently, like, the kid was in for a nap, and he, like, opened up his window and crawled out his window and then just went exploring around, and he was, like, 6 or 7 years old or something like that, which is terrifying for a mother. But anyway, so, like, shoot, what was I going to say? Now that just distracted me. Oh.
You're not cutting anymore.
Yeah, I was talking to the mom, and the mom was like, I didn't even know he knew how to open up the window. Because she's like, she basically said to me, he's not very smart. And he doesn't really talk that much. But when she said that, I thought to myself, well, that's a very dated thing to say. Because just because somebody doesn't talk a lot doesn't mean they're not thinking a lot. Like, Johan was, I think, from my vantage point, one of our worst communicators. He was very difficult to understand. You could very easily write him off as being, not smart when he was littler. Just the way that he spoke. But he was a really deep thinker, and he had some really deep thoughts. Like, we had a video that we did of him, like, quite a few years ago, and people were like, oh my gosh, that kid could do TED Talks. Like, he's very, very smart. But if you just wrote him off because of the way that he talked, you would just write him off completely. And, but no, he's, in some areas, he's smarter than all of our kids. But that to me is like a thing of the past, where you look at a kid and you judge them by one or two things and then just assume that they're dumb because they can't, they can't do everything at the level that everybody can do. But sometimes they're just like very specific in one area. Like this kid was numbers. He was really good at numbers, but he wasn't talking a lot. And so his dad thought, nah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a thing of the past. I think that's something that's always going to be there. I mean, maybe the language changes, like,
it just seems like
instead of calling you dumb, they'll say you're slow or whatever. But that to me, I don't know where you got that from. That's a thing of the past. I feel like now I think that's just a common situation that's probably never going to change between parents and adults.
Parents and adults.
Parents and their children, because the adults generally have a paradigm for what's useful, or they have a paradigm for what intelligence is, or whatever. And if your kid doesn't fit into that, most parents are not. I mean, the way that we engage our kids is not the norm. Mm-hmm. The norm is you go to school, and if you can recite back to the teacher what the teacher tells you to recite, then that means you're a successful student. If you're not, then, I mean, I remember they were going to put me in a remedial reading class one time in the 5th grade. My mom was like, what? She was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, what? Because you weren't doing your homework?
She said, he's smarter than you are. What are you talking about? Put my kid in a remedial reading class. I was like, whatever. I didn't care. I mean, I was reading 3 books a week at that point, but yeah, I just, you know me, like if I'm not engaged in something, I'm just not going to engage. I just don't care. But they were, you know,
You're stubborn.
anytime you go into an institution, you're going to have situations like this.
Okay, no sound for me again. Somebody's saying sound is good.
Which one? You should have sound. But anyway, like I said, anytime you go into one of those, you know, institutions.
The black guitar.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's you know, there's 11 million reasons I homeschool, but that was one of the major reasons. Was I knew that aside from Dorian, that the other 2 would not do well in traditional public school. They just wouldn't. And so, you know, being able to unlock that genius, I mean, like, it's a hard row for him, but right now Johan is, you know, reading through Solzhenitsyn. Yeah. And, you know, he's listening to debates with Richard Wolff on capitalism and things of that nature.
He's always doing political stuff.
And he's coming back and he's explaining all this stuff about the world and communism and capitalism and all that. And he's like 14 years old, 13, 14 years old. He's 13 years old. But if
he's
I'd have
13 and he's like a boy's boy, you know what I mean? Like he's worms in the pocket type of kid, mud in, you know, inside the shoes and outside. You know, like he's not, you would not expect him to do that.
Yeah. Well, I expected him to do that.
You did. I didn't.
But that's because he didn't fit into the, you know, normal paradigm. You know, he had a certain route where he takes things, where he understands the world. But if you don't take that time, and I'm not like dissing teachers, because, you know, how many, you know, these teachers are a 1-to-20 ratio in school. Like in this particular situation, the teacher was very good to this kid and saw the potential and all that, and was instrumental in trying to bring him and his dad together and all that. But those teachers are a dime a dozen. They're rare. They're not a dime a dozen. They're very, very rare. Yeah. Right now, a lot of teachers are underpaid, overworked, and now we're telling these teachers that they need to also be John Rambo. They need to strap up and be ready to kill their own students. So I'm not mad at anybody in public school, or like the system itself. You know, I think those teachers are heroes, and I think, you know, people can only do so much. So so I think there've been a lot of really brilliant prodigy level people that, because they can't operate in that system, have been, you know, we've probably missed out on a lot of really cool shit.
Oh, absolutely. Jordan Peterson said that people need so little encouragement. And I think that that's true in a lot of cases. And with kids, like, we jumped around to a lot of different schools when I was in elementary school. We went to like 3 or 4 different schools, which made it extremely difficult. I already had anxiety, and
you did.
I did. Oh, I absolutely. Now I look back, I'm like, that was so friggin', I really had really bad anxiety. But it was never talked about. And my sister was so outward with her anxiety that I didn't, like, what I saw from her, I didn't want that. A ton of my anxiety. And it made it extremely difficult to learn. Well, like I said, we jumped around to all these different schools, and it was hard to, you know, the teachers were harsh. Almost every school, like they all were, except for one. And it was Mrs. Legary, and she, I think she was my third grade teacher, and she said, "Sori, you can do better penmanship than this." And I was like, I really can't. I was trying so hard to do it as good as I had, and it was still pretty bad. She was like, "You can do better. I know you can do better." And she stayed super calm with me. And so I went home and I practiced and practiced and practiced. And I thought, okay, now I've got it good. I kept bringing papers back to her. I don't know how many times I went back to her, but she refused my papers a lot. But she did it in such a kind way that it never broke me. She always made me feel like that there was more inside of me. Yeah. Instead of like, this is crappy work, blah, blah, blah. And so I wanted to show her that I could be who she thought that I was. And so I kept practicing my penmanship, and my penmanship got so good. It was just absolutely beautiful. And I remember when I brought in the page, and I knew, like, this is it. This is the cats. And she was, like, very, very happy with me. She, she praised me for it and stuff. But, like, I was happy to have her, like, her patting me on the back. But I was even prouder of myself that I was able to accomplish it. And I think that is there. I think almost, like, a lot of different people will have, like, that one teacher, but the majority of the teachers were just destructive to them.
Yep. It was the same. It was the same for me. I was when I got to high school. At the high school level, obviously, you guys know I was probably worried about other things, and I would just skate through classes. And then there was this one woman, one teacher. I'm so mad I forgot her name, but she got me in so much trouble because she's like, Vin is the smartest kid in my class. Vin doesn't even deserve. He needs to be in the college English program we have. And she's like, right now he's at the bottom of my regular class, and he's by far the smartest kid in the class, by far. So
Sure.
my mom is just sitting there listening to this woman talk about me, because in the Bronx, the teachers do not call home. Half of it is not because they're white teachers and they don't care. Half of it, I'm just going to be real, the ghetto ass parents, when they pick up the phone, anything negative about their kid, they go after the teacher. So that's one of the reasons why teachers just wouldn't call. But this teacher stepped out. My mom was quiet the entire time. And I was like, oh, man, my mom's going to light this woman up. She said, thank you very much. You're going to see a difference very shortly.
And then what'd she say? She light you up.
Huh?
She light you up?
Oh, yeah, she lit me up. But it wasn't a beating. I was expecting a beating, but she just looked at me and she said, she go and call me next week, you know. So she's gonna call me next week. It was basically, so I went in there, I wrote this essay. Apparently it was the greatest essay of all time. It was about the Crucible, which is really funny because whatever. And then the next semester I got pushed off into college English, and
Oh, wow.
so that's
Yeah.
Catcher in the Rye, all that shit. So anyway, the point of the matter is that's the setup. It's this kid. He's a boy genius. His dad is also a pretty brilliant guy in his own right. He's looking for a theory of everything. Meanwhile, he's got a mom who loves him, a teacher who sees his potential, and all the rest of it. So that's song 1. All right, song 2 is coming up
What do you
very
give it?
soon.
Ready?
This one, solid opening, 9.3.
9.5.
There you are, dear listeners. Song number 2 on the way. And since this is a concept record and a whole album, we're just going to go song by song and not do commercials, okay? 57:42 for your timestamp for song number 2. And if you guys are ready, we're ready. Let's go. It's coming soon, I promise. Aren't you playing, you dumb butt?
Part 2 is called Symmetry.
Yeah, let me just drag you over here. Part 2, Symmetry. Technical difficulties galore. Are you going to play or... Hello?
Excellent.
Yep, excellent indeed.
Excellent.
Excellent indeed. Hold on, maybe... Let me
Boy,
try
I was
this
really
one.
hoping there was going to be music videos to these, because I was going to play it on this side.
What do you mean?
But I feel like the level of music, like what they do musically, and creating a story like this, you know how much money and time that would take to create a video that is equal to this music?
Probably a long time.
Yeah.
I hate to do this, but I'm going to restart Ecamm. So, guys, sit tight. Songs are coming up soon. Let me just test something randomly here. Let me see if it's the video or if it's because it's the program. Let's see. Yeah, it's the program. Okay, guys, I'm gonna restart this program. Hopefully, it'll fix it.